Welcome back to another episode of the Wiley Show. I am your host. We're going. I just want to thank you all. We are fresh off of All About the Tea show. If you all missed that episode, you gotta go check it out. It was an incredible show. We met some incredible people. Today, well, yesterday, because now we're it is officially Monday. But I do want to say, but on the West Coast, I can still say Happy Father's Day to the people over there on the West Coast. I know it's late, so we're definitely going to dive into this conversation. Today, I had the pleasure of defending Chrisean because I feel like she is a good mother, and I feel like a lot of people have a whole lot of stuff to say. And I felt when I looked at Blueface Father's Day episode, he was up there, showing his children and showing the people. And I said, but he's missing a child, and Julia is that child. Now, a lot of people have a lot of stuff to say about Krishan, but let's be clear. Junior is Blueface's child. A DNA test was taken and it was broadcast on Zeus that Blueface is in fact the father. So a lot of folks were saying, "Oh my gosh, he's not. This is crazy. It don't make sense. He's not the father." And I was like, "No, they did a DNA test and said he is definitely is the father." But a lot of people, what I've noticed, you guys, a lot of people were speaking so negatively about um, Krishan and her modeling skills. And I said, wait a minute, I'm going to defend her for what is right. And what is right is she is a good mother. And then also too, I don't want to say forget this. Thank you so very much. We had Deidre who was on her show earlier today as well. So shout out to her. Make sure y'all go check out that interview. Go check out the community wall because I posted over there. But I was getting a lot of people were having a whole lot of stuff to say. And we as people, when you do these shows, I've always tell people like you when you have a point of view that is not popular, you're gonna get a lot of heat. And being in that room, I will never forget it. Little side story. So I was in high school. Shout out to Chicago Military Academy, Bronzeville. I graduated from Chicago Military Academy, Bronzeville in Chicago. So we had the conversation about immigration. And so I raised my hand and I said, I believe you come in this country illegally, you should be deported. You should need to come in the country legally. Now, this is way before President Trump. This is way before that. This is like after Bush, uh, President Obama, because Obama got elected in what 2009, if I'm not mistaken. So, or was it 2008? Anyway, but this is around that time. So I'm in high school, and I said, "You come." So one of the Hispanics they raised their hand, and they said, y'all came in this country, stuff like that. I said, no, we were stolen and brought here from Africa to America. We didn't come to America and try to sneak in through a border. We were stolen. And I didn't say this because I didn't know it at the time that there were black folks already living in America way before slavery, before this country became the United States of America. So we was having that conversation. So, but when you take that time, one of the Hispanics said, you puto." I didn't know what a puto was. I thought he called me like a dog or like a poodle or something. I'm like, okay. Well, puto is the B word in Spanish. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, why are you getting offensive? And then they was like, I'm gonna go ahead on. And I'm gonna go. Thank you, Rodney. Thanks. I'm gonna go ahead on, and I'm gonna beat you up after school. And I'm like, why are you mad for my own debate? So I will always have these conversations, and sometimes you be on a side of an argument that is not popular. So I've always had a great understanding, and my sole job as a person is just to produce my point of view for it. You would never really hear me try to threaten somebody. Hey, Lady T, I see you. Hey, DJ, I see you here. I see y'all are here. You will never see me try to threaten a person on a panel because, again, it's my point of view. Because once you threaten me, you lost the argument. So it doesn't bother me. And my whole sole job is let me go ahead on and say what I got to say. Yeah, yeah, I said it. I said 10 toes down, she a good mother. You ain't gonna check me, especially when you on somebody else's show. Now on this show, I'm gonna do like these other people. Put you on mute and then I will say what I got to say. But I keep my composure because the sole job is y'all watching, y'all are commenting, y'all are sharing the video. Yes, I'm getting negative comments on Instagram. That's fine because I can handle those nasty comments. I got tagged all over on Instagram. I mean, I had got nasty messages in my DMs, but it doesn't bother me because at the end of the day, I'm here to entertain. I'm here to get a click and a view. I'm here to do this job. You know, do what I love. I love talking. So when I went on these other shows, because you know, it's a lot of stuff that's going on with the Blueface and uh, with Chrisean, but she loved Blueface. How many of us be demonetized before? You know, you get a good pin, you ride on it, and then you fall in love. I will never forget it. I was so in love with Brian Radcliffe. I was so in love. Now they call him, he go by the name, street name Simba. I was so in love with him and he mistreated me, dogged me out, you know, cheated on me. And what we know was together, you know, he was play these games. But I was upset, you know, I was obsessed. I wanted it. I was in strong lust. So if out of anything, Krishan is in that lustful thing when it comes to the situation. She is in when I tell you she is in there for lust, she is in there for lust. And it's like no shade when it comes to that. It's just like she in it for the whole, you know, for us. And then, and I believe Monica shared on her show, yeah, we don't know if Krishan is actually to sending messages to him in the late night and then publicly, oh yeah, I got her blocked, I got that B blocked. But you playing these games. And so I always tell women, I said, women, be with a man that wants you. Be with a man that supports you. Be with a man that honor you. Don't be with a man that is mistreating you, dogging you out, cussing you out, all of those type of things. Because when you do that, you get yourself in this situation where you get embarrassed. And one of the someone said, "But why she never come on camera with her child going to the doctor?" You know why? Because people drag. Can you imagine if Krishan were to bring her child on the internet going to the doctor? They will be calling the doctor, harassing the doctor, and then they said, "Well, it's medical records of the child." I'm like, who was there leaking medical records? That's trash. I won't want nobody leaking my medical records up on there. And then I said it. And I know a lot of people I got a little pushback. I said, they said, do you think I said, why y'all ain't out there marching for Krishan? Why y'all ain't out there marching for Junior, saying that, hey, why don't y'all remove Junior? I just see a lot of online chatter, online debate, online. When I say online, that blissfully it's all happening online. And when people get up on these internet streets, y'all just talk on the internet. I know for a fact if you have something negative to say about Krishan, okay, but you better make sure you a good mother. You better make sure your closet is clean because if you're gonna sit here and disrespect Krishan, you better be a good mother. And like I brought up today, because Clarissa on yesterday, she spanked her grandchild on the thing, and I said it was a vicious attack. I give a parent a side eye if you up there trying to whoop on your child. Yes, I do, because whippings and beatings came from slavery. That's where they came from. And then if you say, well, the scripture says, spare the rod, spoil the child, but the scripture also says, slaves, obey your master. So are we going to use that scripture to endorse abuse? Okay. If we're going to do that, then are we saying that so you got to be very cautious of that. And I feel like if anybody have anything against Krishan, make sure you're perfect. Yeah, it's not easy being a young black mother up on here on the internet streets. and putting your life out there. It's like a lot of women that happen to be, jealous of Chrisean because she have light skin. They said this guy was talking about Chrisean to his OP, and he was on camera. They came in the area. I was like, you definitely. I'm gonna say this. No, no shit. Like you have to be careful putting everything on the internet. Like everything is not meant to be streamed. But because of the success of Kai Cenat, and because of the success of him being rich off of going live, showing his life, and that everybody's showing some stuff. It was a video I was watching on Kick last night, and this dude was ordering all this food, and the dude was like, "Could I get some of your alcohol?" The lady said no. Now, mind you, I felt that it was disrespectful. Now he banned you all these chicken wraps and ham sandwiches, and you don't want to share your drink. I wouldn't give her none of that ham sandwich. And then also I'll be watching the viewer. I can't say his name, but he was on Kick. He's a Kick streamer. I can't think of his name. So I'm on his Kick, right? And I said, maybe you need to meditate. Maybe you need to meditate. He said, no, I don't deal with that smoking. I don't like to smoke. He really thought meditation was about smoking. I said, oh my gosh. But I'll be over there on Kick, showing stuff. I'm live actually now on Kick, talking and chit chatting as well. So make sure y'all go over there on Kick and subscribe. But when I'll be on these different shows, I didn't know I was going to be a Chrisean defender. Now I did post this, and I'm getting dragged, and it did like almost 10,000 hits on Instagram. Let me see if I can break up that video. Almost 10,000 hits on Instagram. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Give me a second, you guys. I'm going to see if I can find it for you all, because I posted that yesterday. Let me see. Oh, here we go. So let me do a little screen share while we'll be in the class. Oh, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I will do a screen share. Let me screen share. And then I'll open up the chat if anybody want to call in and say something. I will definitely do that for you as well. Here you go. Blueface Marvel Carissa was cussing out Chrisean because Chrisean said she's going to go to the authorities and tell Blueface probation officer that he violated and went to Maryland, and he's supposed to get permission. He didn't get permission. But I do believe Chrisean is a good mother. She has gotten the streets talking. She's a good mother, and she still has full custody of her child, Junior. Shout out to Chrisean Rock. Blueface Marvel Carissa was cussing out Chrisean because Chrisean said she's going to go to the authorities and tell Blueface probation officer that he violated and went to Maryland, and he's supposed to get permission. He didn't get permission. But I do believe Chrisean is a good mother. She has gotten the streets talking. She's a good mother, and she still has full custody of her child, Junior. Shout out to Chrisean Rock. Blueface Marvel Carissa was cussing out Chrisean because. So that was that. And so a lot of people over here on X is have a whole bunch of stuff to say. Even I'm gonna read some of the comments, you guys. Because again, what I do, I get on the show and we talk and we have these conversations, and people have a lot of stuff to say. Like people was asking me questions. They said, Wiley, what do you think about this? And they was really trying to, call me up, and catch me up. And I said, well, this is literally what I believe in. So a lot of people had a whole bunch of stuff to say. So last week's show, give me a quick second here. Uh, was that last week? No, that was actually 2 days ago. We did an episode over there all about the tea. And so let me see if I can read some of these comments here. Yeah, please like the button. Please, please. They said, what the hell is wrong with Wiley? Chrisean drowned the dog in the pool because she was mad with Blueface, but there was no evidence of that, right? So then another viewer said, I think Wiley was trolling hard. Seeing it here, they said, give me a quick second. They said, Wiley, you is obvious, don't know what is going on with Blueface. Did take a DNA test, and when he got out, they snuck one and swapped the baby. That is Ronnie's baby. He tried to get a DNA test, and she got him unalive 3 days before the court date. Junior looks just like his daddy Ronnie, the only man that wanted his son and wanted to get him help. Watch the Tasha K interview. She did she did with him. He knew he was the father. He was trying to get help to prove it. The court date was on Friday, but he got deleted in front of his granny's house. Chrisean did not want the truth to get out. Mind you, he caught a body for Chrisean. They were high school sweethearts, and he was the only one that wanted to get his baby some help. Now, this B word, they said, out here chasing Blue when she had someone that loved and watched her son. Wiley, you are hella late trying to cover a story that is a has been. We all know the truth. You hella late. Don't know don't know the taste of the Kool-Aid. Talking about why Blue won't get a test. He already did. That's why he keep telling everyone that's not his kid, because it's not. If you cover something, do the research. So that's a lot of people saying that. One person said, "How did she get three numbers if she told him I should have gotten your number before I left?" A huge liar. Give me a second. Let me see what else they had to say about Wiley. They boy, let me just scroll down here. Give me a second. This one person that's left about 10 comments by themselves. Well, the black community is hopeless. If you all can agree, that's why we see the child being neglected. Are we really telling women that what Krishan is doing is okay? Okay, I see that. Someone said he's on a diet, invisibly club feet, and this man can't see the abuse. This is laughable. So then somebody said she beat him after Blue didn't want her. She got mad at Blue, so she beat him. He's crying real tears. He has four of his fingers in his mouth and his throat is hurting so bad. She either stumped his throat or gave him some hot water to drink some. See, they just posted all type of stuff. I'm just reading these comments and I'm like, whoa. I don't know if y'all actually tuned in to the All About the Tea show, but y'all are missing a good show, right? It's really, really good. I don't know if anybody want to call in. I did drop the link in here. I don't know if anybody want to call in about it because I do even think I know it's late, child. I know it's late. But when you're doing a live that's 3 hours and it's good, sometimes it end up being late. Because usually what I try to do a live before I get on All About the Tea, right? I try to get up on her show and do like a pre-show, maybe like a show, but it's like a pre-show. But today I had a commitment to go on Deidre's channel to do an interview about the note about the list in the abuse sector. So that's why I did not do a show for a very long time. But we did do an episode where before we did her show, but it wasn't like topics. We were just talking. So, but if anybody want to call in, the number is 972-674-9462. And you can call in and give your comments on what you feel. But if anybody were to watch the show knowing that I can do a class, is keep your composure, mute the mic, allow people to talk. Now, what gets me with people is that you ask Wiley a question. Wiley, I have a question, and I'm like, okay, let me answer it. And then you cut me off. I'm like, can I answer your question? That's when you know it's like a heated conversation because I'm like, wait, you're not gonna let me answer the question. Like, come on, let me ask. I can speak. I can speak for myself, and all you got to do is allow me to answer the question, and best believe I will answer the question, and I will tell you how I feel. But people was like literally like cutting me off, and I was like, okay, and then I respond, okay. Then so I said, let me go in the chat and talk. But it was really really fun. I like debate. If anybody know, I did debate when I was in high school for my junior senior year. So I love debate, and I'm not even gonna say like I'm always right, but I will say I always have an opinion. Oh, I like that. Mic drop. I'm not always right, but I always have an opinion. I'm not always right, but I always have an opinion. And as a Scorpio, no matter what point of view I'm taking, I believe in that point of view. And and I love Monica because we don't agree on this particular subject. It's a lot of things we agree on, but when it comes to Blueface and Chrisean, we don't agree on because I feel like Blueface is a terrible father, and if he was such a good father, he would stay out of prison. But we learn how to agree to disagree when it comes to these topics. So again, if you all miss that episode, I'm telling you all, go and watch it. Now, let me bring this up real quick. Give me a second. Now we will go live on Kick. Okay. A lot of people we do go live on Kick. We're gonna do like a live just for Kick. So if you're not following me on Kick, please do so. I'm gonna drop the link. We can play music, we can do conversations and all of that. It's only certain people that I follow on Kick. I follow Armand Wiggins on Kick, and his Kick has been off the chain. I missed part of it because I was doing YouTube stuff. So I had to go back and watch the replay. I'm telling you, top good quality content. But if he asks me, and if the deal makes sense, and he say, "Hey, Wiley, uh, I would love for you to, I would love to host. I would love for you to be my cameraman." I would gladly accept. And the reason why I would gladly accept because I am his supporter and friend. Not going to say, and I will post like it would be easier because then once I'm off work or once I'm done recording, pre-recorded video and upload it to the Wiley Show, so you all can see what I'm doing. So I don't see a problem at it. But if anybody want to follow me on Kick, I'm I'm going to drop the link. Give me a quick second. I'm going to drop the link. And once I do my first official Kick stream just on it alone, instead of doing a multi stream, I will announce it and I will post it on the goal. Uh, and then also, too, I had a phone call yesterday. So I graduate next year in June for my degree, you guys. So what we will do, I will plan a meet and greet. I don't know where the graduation is going to be for next year. They said maybe we'll get to know about the summer of next year, probably about January or February. So once we get that date of the graduation date, I will let you all know, and we will do a meet and greet. So I will invite you to that, and of course, my mom will be invited, but majority of I want my supporters to be invited. Um, and also too, I will be studying for the LSAT because I want to go to law school. So I will definitely not be consistently on live. So I won't be consistently on live. So to let y'all know that I will not. And I'm just spreading the atmosphere. So and I thank you to Dallas from my attorney. Like I told him, I said, you encouraged me, inspired me rather to do it. Because I've seen so like many people in the courtroom that they're not understanding like they don't understand like they basic rights. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I really gotta get into this. So that's like a goal of mine to go to law school and to become a practice uh, an attorney. So I'm definitely that's like a goal of mine. Um, that's like a long term goal of mine. So I'm excited because I told my attorney told him, I said, yes, you encouraged me to do that. So it's been a lot of people watching. I want to say this about Chrisean. So I was watching her boxing match, and so when she knocked out the other girl in the ring, she got on her knees and she said, thank you, Lord, Lord, I thank you." I'm like, that is so dope. I love to see people that's really trying. Hey, Monica. Hey, all about the tea. Make sure y'all go check out the episode that we did over there on Monica's show because I had a ball. It was fun. Um, it was such an honor. So when I was watching the show yesterday, I had to go back and watch that boxing match. Now, I didn't know that it was like millions of people that tune into that, and she did incredibly well. And I even love the fact when my favorite of Chrisean, I know this gonna sound bad because I don't too much like blue like that, but I did like the Blueface and Chrisean reality show on Zeus. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was entertaining. It was great. I loved it. Um, but when I tuned into my timeline, it was like so many people were like, have thoughts about Chrisean. And when you think of a good mother, when you write stuff down, you have to put Krishan on the list. And I was want to make this statement: just because a child like have a disability, that does not mean that that child or that mother is neglectful, because children are born with disabilities every day. Okay, when I tell you children are born with disabilities every day, you have to believe that. And I don't want us to put this narrative that if you are a child with a disability, your mother must have been neglectful. I don't want to put that out there. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just tell you that right now because I want to make that crystal clear. So about 7.5 million children from the age of 3 to 21 receive special education services under Individuals with Disability Education Act, IDA. Approximately 15% of U.S. children ages 3 to 17 have at least one developmental disability. Boys, listen to this, you guys, boys are more likely than girls to be diagnosed with disabilities requiring special education services. The most common disabilities among school age children: Pacific learning disability, speech or language impairments, autism spectrum disorder, other health impairments uh, such as ADHD. Around 95% of students with disability spend at least part of their school day in general education classrooms. High school graduation rates for students with disabilities have improved significantly over the past decade, but remain lower than those of students without disabilities. So, nationwide, the United Nations estimate that over 240 million children worldwide live with disabilities. So, all about she said, uh, uh, they said automatically said it's not because he has a disability, it's because she's neglecting his medical needs. I respectfully disagree. I don't necessarily think that she's neglecting his medical needs. I think that people don't see it being broadcast. And just because we don't see it being broadcast, I don't believe that it's being neglected. It's and if she were to like broadcast him being in therapy, going to doctor's appointment, the public are not going to do anything but call and try to get the child taken away. Now, thousands of phone calls, according to the people, are saying thousands of phone calls have been made. The child have not been removed. It was one viewer, she said in Monica chat, and I wish I would have screenshotted that comment. She said, I don't see the evidence that the child is being abused. And I don't see the evidence. I'm like, where's the evidence? Now, I understand that we have people that think they came to the conclusion that she's been abusive. But as a fact, and I've said this, I sound like a broken record. She still got full custody of the child. The child have not been removed. And let me share this: the child haven't been removed temporarily. Sometimes when they remove the child temporarily and they be like, hey, you can't, we're going to temporarily take away your custody, but you have to do parenting classes. You have to do A, B, and C, get a job and all that. That haven't happened. So we gotta put that out there as well, because we can't say, "Oh my gosh, she's just so abusive. Oh my gosh, she just so crazy." Uh, we gotta put that out there that That's not the case in Krishan's because she still have full custody of her child. I'm telling you, y'all excuse me. People are just texting me. They text me all this stuff. They said, honestly, Wiley, you should understand. I understand because I was born with a disability. I was born with it, all this stuff. So I'm not going to say, oh my gosh, mom, you are a bad mom. Why? Because I was born with disability. I'm not going to put that on her. So I'm going to give you all a history of Blueface and Krishan Rock and how they met. Krishan first gained attention on Blueface online reality show, Blue Girls Club, where women compete for Blueface attention. She became one of the most talked about contestants and later signed to Blueface record label. And when we talking about 2021 to 2022, their public relationship, their romance became highly public with frequent social media posts, arguments, breakup, reconciliation. They collaborated on music and appeared together in the public eye regularly. In 2022 to 2023, reality TV fame, the couple starred in the Zeus Network series Blueface and Chrisean, Crazy in Love, which documented their relationship and family conflict. The show helped make their relationship one of the most talked about celebrity relationships online. 2023, pregnancy and split. Chrisean announced she was pregnant in the early 2023. During the pregnancy, the pair had public disputes, including disagreements about their relationship and the child. Their romantic relationship largely ended during this period, 2003 to the present. Um, Monica says CPS have dropped the ball on the whole situation and she's been on the run. So, how does one county investigate? Yeah, I don't believe that she's on the run. She claimed that she's in Maryland. I believe she's still in Maryland, and we'll see how that's going to play out in the future. Uh, they said why the relationship drew so much attention. The constant public breakups and reunions, reality TV exposure, social media live stream, viral moment, music collaboration, celebrity status, ongoing discussion about co parenting and family matters. And again, that's the history. Blueface, and I love Blueface as a fact of him being an entrepreneur, right? He had a successful restaurant. His mama kind of messed up the restaurant. Now he got a super restaurant. So I do love the fact that he's out here making money, also making money, I believe, on Kick, and then he was over there on Twitch. So it's good that he's still trying to make money. The same thing with Krishan. I think, and I'm glad that All About the Tea shared this because that's like one of the things was that she's on the run. Um, it's easy to track her down because she streams everything on Kick. So let me actually go on her Kick. Let me see if she's actually live. Let me see. I'm just going to see if she's actually live. Let me see. Because I watched her live yesterday. So let me see. Do I have her? Okay, she's live right now. Tomorrow, chat, I'll be at Healthcare Lady, and then I'll be testing the products for makeup products. My birdie bird, birdie bird. Also, so now she have a brand, her beauty brand. So right now, if the authorities looking for it, they can get her right now. She live right now. She literally live right now. Okay. Oh, she got some good looking man on here. Oh, you. Oh, give me a second out here. Get the bag. She is live right now. Yeah, so somebody told me in her kick stream that they don't trust me. I'm literally in the chat here. So if the authorities was looking for Krishan, she's right here on live and she got something on her face. I don't see the child being neglected. I see another lady in there getting her hair done. Um, they said, I can't believe, okay, wow. There's some of the men I can't believe they on the live. I'm looking. I don't see the child screaming in pain. I don't see none of that. Let me see. What time is it in Maryland? Because that was the last time she said something. Uh, let me see. What time is it in Maryland? I don't know. That's probably East Coast. That's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. Let me see. Oh, it's 1:38 a.m. And she's live. I don't see the child being neglected. Wait a minute. I love that. Let me see what else she say. Okay, so she's just on there. I don't see the child. I don't literally see the child being. I don't see the child being neglected, which is a good thing. And I'm literally like watching her on Kick right now. I've really because usually I try to catch the replay, and that's the one thing I love about Kick. You can actually you can actually catch the replay. Let me see. Okay, let me ask ChatGPT. Is Krishan a bad mother? Let me do that. Let me answer. Let me see what's gonna pop up on here. That's how we do that. It's not possible for me to determine whether Krishan Rock is a bad mother. Good answer, ChatGPT. Parenting is complex, and people on the internet usually see only small pieces of someone's life through social media, news reports, interviews, or reality TV. These clips often don't show the full picture of a person's day to day parenting. Put a pause in that. So you all are getting bits and pieces of Krishan's life and painting of a portrait that she's a terrible bad mother. That to me is unjust. That to me is unethical. That to me is wrong. So what can be said is that Krishan Rock has faced public criticism and controversy related to her personal life and parenting decisions. She has also publicly expressed love for her son and have spoken about wanting to be a good mother. Supporters argue she's doing her best while dealing with fame, personal struggles, and public scrutiny. Critics point to certain public incidents and decisions as reasons to concern. A fair discussion should be, can we really judge someone parenting based on social media and headlines? I want to answer that question. Should we just off judging off a headline, off of a clip, off of a clip, off of a clip? Give me a second. Do that real quick. Hold on 1 second. A child, I asked ChatGPT, how can a child get removed from child protective services? So, a child can be removed from a parent's care from child protective services when authorities believe the child is in imminent danger or is being harmed. The exact rules vary by state. I'm gonna say rules for Maryland, so it won't be so broad. Give me a second. In Maryland, child protective can remove a child only when there's evidence that the child is in serious or immediate danger, such as abuse, severe neglect, S abuse, or another situation that threatens the child's safety. Some key Maryland rules includes CPS investigate reports of suspected child abuse or neglect and assess the child's safety. If CPS believe a child is in serious immediate danger, it may remove the child from the home and seek a court approval. A court hearing, often called a shelter care hearing, must occur quickly after emergency removal so a judge can decide whether the child should remain out of the home. Maryland law generally favors keeping families together when it is safe to do so and require consideration of less restrictive options when possible. If the court finds the child has been abused or neglected and not receiving proper care, the child may be declared a child in need of assistance, CINA, and the court orders services, foster care, or placement, then relatives. Okay? So, with all that being said, they investigated Chrisean and she still have full custody. And I don't believe, hey CJ, I don't believe that it was 1,500 phone calls and all these calls and it all went through the cracks. They didn't pay attention. Then somebody else told me it's because her daddy white. No, child protection don't do that. If they get in multiple reports, best believe they're going to investigate. They're going to investigate. It is what it is. I remember when Jaguar Wright reported Tasha K to Child Protective Services and they investigated and felt like her child was not in danger. So they will investigate. So you imagine if you get 1,500 callers on a day-to-day basis. Let's call the thing a thing. Let's stop playing with this. Let's keep it all the way real. So she is live, and I do see her on there, and I'm just watching to see where is this abuse and neglect coming from. Until I see her throwing her child across the room, I'm doing all that, then I can say, oh yeah, she's abusing the child in the room. But none of them videos exist. None of the videos exist. Her putting her knee on her son's neck. That don't exist. We're just looking at, oh, the baby was crying in the back. Okay, there's plenty of children that's crying. That doesn't mean that the child is being neglected. There's plenty of children that's crying in the hospital and in the delivery room. Does that mean the mother is being neglected because the child is crying in the delivery room? No. We have to stop this, you guys. We have to stop weaponizing the same system that weaponized black folks. When I tell you we have to stop it, we have to stop it. And let's keep it all the way real. And that's why any platform I go on, that's why I love going on all about the T platform or anybody platform, is because we can keep it real. And I can be able to give my point of view of how I feel about the situation because I know it is somebody in is listening to the broadcast that lost their child, because uh, of false reports. And then they did the investigation, and then the child was reinstated back into the home. So you have to be very careful when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm just keeping it all the way real. When we did the show, and I love the fact when I did Monica's show, all about the T show, people are engaged. They love to see commentary on Chrisean Rock. I've noticed that. Like when I looked at the show tonight, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I've seen so many new faces that I ain't seen in a while." It was one viewer hit me up said, "Oh, Wiley, I didn't know you was out." She literally said to me, "I didn't even know you was out of jail." I was like, "Yeah, I've been out of jail for a while now," because she was watching me from All About the Tea show. You just never know because it was a lot of people. So, and I get it, and I have some of my day ones they don't agree with me. And I said, that's fine because everybody, one thing I love about this country, we all have our opinion. When I tell you everybody have an opinion and I may not agree with your opinion, but I'm still going to respect you because at the end of the day, that is what we do as humans, what we should do as human beings living in this country is to learn how to agree to disagree and without insulting a person. That's great. And I love the fact that I can have an opinion. And when I close this computer out, I'm done talking about a Krishan Rock. I'm done talking about a Junior because, again, this is online. This is not real life because people show you what they want to show you. And I'm not going to run down that rabbit hole calling the Child Protective Services without evidence. Now, if I have evidence, if I've seen evidence, I'm going to make sure that I go and call the authorities because I got proof that this is going on. But if 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 a situation is going on, I'm gonna always make sure say, okay, Wiley, before I make this report, do I have evidence? Did I witness this? I'm not gonna go by, and some of these people are going by hearsay. Well, that's what I heard. What you heard could be wrong. Well, I heard she did this. No, did you witness that? Did you witness that she got neglected? And if so, go out there and report, and you should be out there marching and protesting. And they said, well, why haven't the media got involved? You know why the media ain't getting involved? Because there's nothing there. The media did their investigation and found out ain't nothing neglectful going on to that child. So that's nothing, no story here. That's what I'm talking about. So I get it. I'm gonna go to my comments here. Give me a second. I posted not too long ago. Well, this was yesterday video. Give me a second. And they said that's that criminal justice degree coming through. Yes, you better know it. Give me a second. I did a video. Even the lady up there doing a video, and she just got sued by Sweetie Pies, and she did a video on Krishan. Everybody doing videos on Krishan now. That's what's up. Let me go to my page here because I did a video about Krishan. I think that was yesterday. Cook Brito. I think. Hold on one second. Where are we at? No, that was earlier. Okay, no, that was yesterday. So under the comments, and some of these are Wiley Show supporters. So they said, "Good morning. I think the difference with Krishan and other celebrities is that we saw her drinking, smoking, while I carried her son, and no one stopped her. So I think that's why the public is so invested in Junior's health. He does not look well for almost 3-year old." I said, "Good morning. I think we should pray for Krishan." Somebody asked me a question. Do you have any children? So I guess the thing is, if you don't got children, you can't have an opinion. Sure. They said, see, Chrisean Rock is a good mom, just like Wiley has a good eye. They tried it. They said, LOL. They said, Chrisean Rock waited 3 days when she sent to labor. She is torturing Junior because Blue won't claim him. Real dad was taken out of here, Wiley. Somebody said, Chrisean is a bad mom, but she's not intuitive to her son needs. There's just a lot of things she do know, and I think she doesn't want to take advice. I believe she loves her son and want the best for him. I hope they both good in the long run. Somebody else said, I will give my unpopular opinion. Life starts in the womb. Most of us, yes, have seen her drink and smoke throughout her pregnancy. Most of us saw her cry on various occasions, state that she will delete him tomorrow and not care. She claimed she found out she was pregnant for 5 months. I believe she knew way before and didn't say anything because she was debating if she would keep it or not. Moving on, she made a horrible mistake that risked the health of her child, and I'm very certain she deals with her own guilt. She wishes she can undo all this. She has made significant changes for herself, and I will applaud her for that. But again, changes for herself. What about the child? FF, who was FF till today? The child was not reached significant milestones. He can't walk or talk. I'm sure he eats, but not sure what. Maybe he needs liquid food. But she said months ago, her words, my child is walking, talking, running. That's just all levels of effed up when you tell the internet some stuff like that, but certainly it's not true. That shows me that she doesn't take his medical needs seriously. You're lying to yourself and the internet to get them off your back, but your child is not progressing. Is it Alyssa Sky abused the D word and alcohol for her entire pregnancy as well. But her daughter is thriving, walking, talking because her mother took the necessary steps to help her daughter thrive as much as she could for the mistake that she made and cause her daughter to have all those medical and developmental issues. I do believe she loves her child, not a fan of hers and will never be. I do see that she bonded more with him now than when she was in the room. But I was, but to say she's a good mother is absurd. No one is a perfect parent at all. She's changing now, and there's life is a bit more stable. But past year two, the difference, the different men around the child, no place to live, etc. She made many mistakes. The point is to learn from them, and that she goes chasing her blue. She goes chasing after blue again. Her haters will overturn their opinions if they saw her doing right by him for his medical needs. I'm sorry. Her fan base will grow even more if we saw her vlog where a child at the park, at a zoo, and play dates with other moms and plays with toddlers. Now, before anyone goes and say she probably does that, just don't show it on the internet. I don't want to hear it. Rock show her live birth on the internet. It doesn't get more personal than that. Among other things, we saw and heard the CPS calls out of control. I don't agree with that at all. But there's medical neglect, and the longer Junior goes without the necessary medical treatment, medical attention he needs, it will only take longer for him to progress. And yes, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to diagnose the child, but I work now 17 years with special needs children, from the mute, blind, deaf, autistic, Down syndrome, ECT, and trust me, they thrive. Some of these children I know from small children are now turning 13, 14, 15, and watch them reach thrives. We want to see that for Junior as well, and I'm sure the mother wants that too. Ooh, that was a long one. These people is invested. Chrisean needs to stop using the child for content. In fact, is they posting another comment? Oh, that's a different person. In fact, I think Ashawn should step away from the media entirely. She drank and smoked while pregnant. We know because she was on camera. Also, the baby experienced trauma. If the mom experienced trauma while pregnant, additionally, a child cannot give consent. So he should not be on camera, period. CPS is not going to report on calls made because that is confidential. I agree. I do think Krishan is a good mom, but she is being exploited and is done every time she speaks publicly. She need to put the camera down, stay off of all forms of media, seek therapy. She need a village of elders to assist her because the church is supporting her too. Anyone interviewing her is supporting her. She is emotional and vulnerable. I don't think she can heal as long as the cameras is rolling. As long as she let the camera slip, keep rolling, her parenting will always be criticized. Just look at what happens to moms on shows about teen pregnancy. Unfortunately, it's unfair to Junior, who should be protected at all costs. This means his privacy too. And somebody said she most definitely is an amazing mom. They said, Wiley, you came out swinging this morning. I wish the best for Junior. I think some of these content creators are being wrong. And you have to wonder why CPS have accepted if they allegedly get 15,000 phone calls. That doesn't make sense to me. And somebody says because her parents is rich. Initially, when I saw you on All About the Tea and heard what you were saying, I thought you were being a troll and being nasty. But hearing your explanation today, I kind of get what you're saying. Nobody knows what's really going on all behind closed doors. She chooses to show. She chooses what she shows. She doesn't show her 24-hour life. Was not with him 24 hours, and the people who are with him 24 hours not posting every minute of the day either. And you have a very valid point. Being a good mother does not mean you don't make mistakes. It means you keep showing up and keep trying. You learn as you go, and obviously does have some issues, but we don't know what she's doing or not doing about it. Now, I will say, if she had been doing something about it, he would be further along by the time three. And I said, as a professional teacher with special ed, I've seen babies come and who cannot walk and who cannot move within the 6 months to a year. They know how to walk and they're starting to make sounds and say words. So if there's evidence from his lack of progress that there is no special assistant assigned to him, that I can tell you as a professional teacher with developmental disabled children, not just autistic, runs the gamut. I have and I've worked with babies. As a matter of fact, there's a baby I know right now that have no arms, and she has learned to use her feet to do everything she needs. That is evidence of getting assistance to utilize whatever you have to do the best of your ability. I said I don't follow his content, but I scrolled through and only saw one or two video of her. So it's my opinion he's either doing this for attention or just clueless. Somebody said I would take you with me, but I'm going to Walmart. They tried it. They said, I am on the second call. I can 100% say that you and the first two callers are okay. And I'll repeat that they cuss it. Queen Bee Moore, you are literally on up here changing the narrative. People can't be this big an age and still don't understand why are you invested. Somebody said we keep asking questions about Clarissa. Did you see the dynamic between her and her son? Do you hear her mouth? Do you see her behavior? So you really expect her to be somebody that Chrisean or Blue can go for wisdom? They surrounded by people who reflect their toxicity. They have a whole bunch of people around them on a regular basis. We don't know if they're shown any concern, if they're doing anything about it, but they don't have a problem. Having people around them that are um, complicit to whatever their toxicity is. Chrisean mother is not an elder. She can go to Blueface mother and not an elder. She doesn't have anybody around her from what it looks like. She's still willing to receive from the calls. Have she have the money that was wise that she could receive from a lot of stuff that she posts. She wouldn't even see a lot of stuff that she posts. She wouldn't even see I've come to the conclusion Chrisean is a troll and she'll do anything for $1. She said that she's Blueface chases cloud. She does. She's talking about herself. Another comment said, I normally in agreeing with you on most topics, but I feel like you're ill informed about this topic. I see all about the tree. You haven't seen a lot of the videos, incidents people are speaking of and referencing. We could agree to disagree, but other people, you could have content review, anything to talk about Chrisean, what's going on child every day. So a lot of people have a whole lot of stuff to say. And again, in closing, we don't see Chrisean 24 hours, 7 days a week. And I feel like it's a miscarriage of justice to make a statement and say that she's a bad mother and you have no strong evidence. She don't show herself 24/7. We don't know if the child, and you can put your child in treatment programs and still they still have a severe disability and still no change. So we don't know. She never broadcast the doctor name or the doctor's appointment, never. So we will definitely bring this show to a close. Again, we want to thank the people that's going to catch this in the replay. Thank you all so very much. I will be back live today. Yes, yes, yes. It is Monday. I will be back live today. I will not do a live late. It will be earlier. So I thank you all so very much. The B sector stuff, I thank you all so very much. The B sector material, I was on tour. I went on Jay Dunn's show. I went on Deidre show. So I will continue to uh, support my B sector family. And I do go live with All About the Tea. I make sure you all go check that episode out. I would love for more of you all to call in to give your point of view or leave a comment. It's very important. Now on StreamYard, you don't have to show up on camera. Thank you for posting the Cash App, Wiley Show 1990. Thank you so very much because we're trying to get a studio apartment. So all donations matter. But we want to thank you. I want to shout out to Monica for allowing me on our platform. And again, we agree, we can agree to disagree. It's fine. And it's really great. So I will see y'all later on today because it's Monday because I got some more content to do. And we would thank you all so very much. And we will talk to you later. Peace. Oh wait, I gotta close out with this. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times get hard, always put God first. Peace.